The word Holy Spirit was very often spoken post Jesus in the books of the New Testament that came afterward. And this word started coming a lot, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Uh, it was only in a few places in the teachings of Jesus, as he spoke much more of the Father, the love, particularly the love. But when was when was it the main event in which he brought it up, and he brought it up very strongly? What was he talking about when he said the word Holy Spirit? And it's not about what was said later on. Let's stay with what Jesus said. As you know, in Matthew, at one point, he was healing people. He was giving the sight to the blind. He was allowing the crippled to walk, and many other things. You know, he was curing psychiatric illnesses, and he was doing this from the love in his heart because he wanted to alleviate. Jesus also said, when I was thirsty, you quench my thirst. When I was hungry, you quench, you filled my belly, and release my hunger. And when the disciple says, when have we ever done that to you? He said, well, you have done it to other people. And when you do it to others, even, you do it to me. So this generosity, this love which is within us, whenever possible, trying to heal. Sometimes we cannot, and we have to admit it. But if we can, that is the path to follow. That is the love. Okay? That love is a tremendous force. And when you have that love, sometimes you can sometimes heal somebody. Because you just make them feel better. They just feel loved. They just feel wanted. They just feel somebody cares. And that touches them, and from there comes that force of healing. So when the Pharisees, they started speaking ill of him and saying, no, his healing comes from from his worship of the devil. So he gave a few other answers, but the main one, at one point he said, and listen to this please, you can offend the Father and you will be forgiven. I.e., what that means, you can say, I don't believe in God. Sorry, I don't think there is such a guy that has done that. That will be forgiven. You can deny the Son. I can say, well, I don't think really Jesus was the Son of God or whatever. You can deny it. But someone helping somebody who is down, dying, very ill, in a desperate state, a human or an animal or even a plant, when you are doing that, you are really following the eternal law of which I've spoken in a previous video, right? The law of love. That's what you are doing. And so when you're rescuing somebody, if somebody puts you down and insults that act of love that you are doing, that will not be forgiven. So that's why I say to people, to Christians, be very careful to say that manifestations of love in actions are useless and they can do nothing for you. Because if you really uh, look at Jesus' teachings for once, you will see that it's quite different what he's saying. And so don't insult the love which is real, the love which is healing, the love that cares, the love that comforts, the giver of life, the love of a mother that gives birth to a child and looks after it. Is this almost motherly feeling that is present in all of nature and in all of us. Don't insult that, because that is the Holy Spirit. And you're also insulting it when you're saying that just jumping up and down and screaming, that is the love of God, that is the Holy Spirit, and actions are of no use, because that's not what Jesus said. Somebody else Somewhere else, somebody else might have said it, but it was not what Jesus says. So follow the eternal law, cultivate the love, express it when you can, and you will have the Holy Spirit. That love that opens your heart, that is the Holy Spirit. And I was just to conclude something, saying something. When I was working as an osteopath and a nutritionist and a practitioner of natural medicine, I have had on quite a few occasions somebody ringing in tremendous pain. And you know that a back pain can be agony. Not always, but in some occasions, as they were talking to me on the phone, I, I just answered them in quite a gentle way. It just came spontaneously from me to really talk with them with care, wanting to comfort them, wanting to make them feel better. It was just a spontaneous thing. And you know what happened a few times when I saw the people after a few days they came into my surgery and I said, "How are you?" They say, "I'm fine. After we spoke to you, the pain went." Now, I'm not saying this to say that I'm a miracle worker. No, I'm not saying anything like that. But what I'm saying, the fact that they felt loved, cared for, healed them. And that capacity is within me. And you know what? It's within you. Just showing a spirit of comfort, a spirit of empathy. That is the Holy Spirit within you. And let's all manifest it and make this world a better place. Let's not call the Holy Spirit something that makes us jump around and then curse others if they don't think like you. Let's be there for everyone that seeks our help. Thanks for listening, and we shall meet soon again.